Hello, my name is Malcolm Mundy. I'm an astrologer here in Austin, Texas, and this is the Barack Obama portion of my 2012 predictions. For Barack Obama, I have him born on August 4th, 1961, 7:24 p.m. in Mombasa, Kenya. I do not have an agenda against Barack Obama, but according to my own research, this is where he was born. The probability of him being born in Mombasa, Kenya outweighs everything else based on testimonies, quotes from relatives and friends. In fact, the only people who claim that Barack Obama was born in Kenya is himself and his half-sister, who was born in Indonesia. So it's more of a question of trust and belief in the president that he was born there, and I don't believe that he was born there for astrological purposes. His political enemies and their agenda against him, well, that's their business. That's not my business. This is an astrological prediction, and that's what I'm going to focus on for right now. Barack Obama has Jupiter in the 3rd house, starting in late February with Jupiter in the 3rd house, and it's going to be there until July of this year. That means his communication ability to get out his message is going to be strong. The 3rd house represents communication, the use of one's memory, and to extrapolate facts and express them, and it also rules short distance travels. Jupiter is the planet of luck and expansion, and sometimes excesses, as in excessive weight from too much of a good thing like good food. But it's primarily good luck, and he's going to succeed really good at getting his message across for running for re-election. Mars is going to be retrograding in his 7th house at this time. The 7th house rules trials, courts of law, and one-on-one confrontations whereby you feel like you're in a court of law even if you're not. And with Mars retrograding in the 7th house, he's going to get attacked a lot, but I think it's going to primarily be on his record as president instead of whether or not he was born in Kenya, what kind of sexual relationships he had in Illinois before he was involved in politics, or the other nonsense, you know, illicit drug use, etc. It's going to be more of a focus on whether or not he is qualified to be re-elected as president based on his record as president, as opposed to any dirty laundry that a lot of people may try to pull up on him. And you will see that put aside, I think. Next we have Jupiter going into the 4th house. That's going to be from July onward. I think you're going to see Barack Obama expand the bureaucracy. The 4th house represents your rules, your roots, your real estate under your feet, you know, your general surroundings, and he lives in Washington, D.C. I think he's going to expand the bureaucracy in an effort to get more votes, also to make the employment figures look good. So watch for an expansion of, you know, the Department of Investigating Americans who have the propensity for possibly becoming terrorists or whatever, something like that. You'll probably see some of these kinds of expansions, you know, for employment purposes and to make himself look good, even though it technically won't help the economy. Next we have Saturn. Saturn's going to be in the 8th house all year until October. In the 8th house, that's going to be a restriction to information about his secret life, his secret background, his secret net worth. The 8th house rules one's secret net worth and one's, you could say dirty laundry, also your sexual activity. It rules the occult, psychology, private investigations, your own little, you know, snooping that you don't want people to know about and stuff. And essentially a dirty laundry pretty much. And it also rules insurance policies, wills, and legacies. And with this, I think you're going to see Saturn, the planet of restriction, limitations, and hardships, really prevent people from digging in on his background before he was president. You have a lot of political enemies that are trying to do that right now with him, and I think they're not going to succeed. I think you're also going to see the media actually help out Obama on this by making this not an issue for him running for president. And but you will see some people try to do this, and I think they won't succeed as far as making it a real issue. With Saturn going into the 9th house in October, the 9th house represents one's philosophy, outlook on life, and political ideology. Saturn is restrictive, limited, and hence makes one more conservative. Obama's political philosophy after the election is going to become much more conservative, regardless of whether or not he wins, loses, or draws or whatever. I'll discuss that, who I think will win in the United States of America section. But I don't see any effect on that until after, starting in 2013. Okay, next we have Uranus. Uranus is going to stay in the second house all year long. The second house is one's open possessions, what one does with their money openly as opposed to secretly with the 8th house, and one's open net worth. Uranus is a planet of surprises, inventiveness, technology, and it's the thin line between genius and insanity. I think you're going to see Obama start to mandate uses of U.S. government bonds as far as being a part of people's tax advantage investments. I also think you're going to probably see him change the rules with Social Security, which will disallow wealthy people from collecting Social Security, probably because the Social Security Trust Fund is in trouble and is probably limited. And I think that's going to be one area he might explore as far as winning political points and trying to prevent problems with this area. Next, we're going to have Neptune. Neptune stays in the first house all year. The first house is one's public expression, how one is viewed by others. Neptune is the planet of deception. It's also the planet of enlightenment, but it does bring on fraud and disappointment as well. And it has a lot to do with one's enlightened thinking of a higher being or a higher self or a higher part of life or whatever. But it does bring on fraud and deceptive actions because we are still stuck in this reality, like it or not. But it does bring on deceptive ability when placed right, and this is placed pretty strong because the first house rules expression. And with this, Barack Obama will be able to put on different faces for different crowds. A liberal face for a liberal crowd, conservative face for a conservative crowd, and watch for the media to attack him on this in terms of being flip-flopping. But with Jupiter in the 3rd, he's going to get away with it. Next we have Pluto. Pluto's going to stay in the 11th house all year. Pluto's the natural ruler of the 8th house on the natural zodiac. Hence, it rules secrets, secret money supplies, your secret sex life, the occult, psychology, secret investigations. With Pluto in the 11th house is one's friends, associates, and the aspirations thereof that inspire you for your own actions. And this no doubt represents Obama's powerful friends, especially from the banking, finance, and security areas. And I think you're going to see him be pressured by these groups, possibly to maybe throw some measures out to limit what people can do financially with their money as far as taking out certain amounts or moving it around or reporting purposes. Also, I think you may see some more trial balloons go up as far as limiting U.S. citizens' freedom in the name of terrorism or possible terrorism or whatever. And we'll see that probably this summer. And that's it for right now. We're now going to go on to Mitt Romney.